Hey there, past Cassie here. Current Cassie is Cassie here. Current Cassie is currently sitting on the other side of the screen, getting ready to roleplay and trying not to be anxious, but very excited about what's about to occur. Before we dive in, I wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up about what to expect. So I will be roleplaying Gunnar Bates, the last engineer on the Wretched, from this game, the Wretched by Chris Bissett or Loot the Room. It is a solo tabletop role-playing game, and it comes with quite a few content warnings associated with media like Alien, Event Horizon, The Thing, a lot of horror. So if you cannot handle horror, if you're not interested in horror, if it triggers you in some way, please take this opportunity to do what you need to do. Take care of yourself first. Thank you for being here if you can't stay. Totally get it. That said, I can't give any specific warnings because I did not read any of the prompts. I'm going in completely blind. This is a game with prompts tied to a card deck, and I'll be drawing cards, reading the prompts, and then role playing out what happens for all of you as Gunnar Bates very shortly. There are a couple of other things worth noting. This game uses a Jenga tower, which you should see a little Jenga counter right around here, to represent the state of the Wretched or the spaceship. And I will be pulling blocks from that tower as the ship gets worse and worse. If the tower collapses immediately, like within 5 to 10 minutes, I will be throwing up a be right back screen and starting the game again with a new character. I spent a lot of time on overlays and preparing for today that I want to get a little bit of mileage out of the things I've built. So if the game ends really quickly, which a typical long running game goes about 20 to 30 minutes, which feels good, I'll just do a new character, but we don't want to use the same character. You get it. Some other things worth noting is you'll also see a beacon counter. Oh, so sorry, a beacon counter somewhere in the middle here. Those are good things. I want to try to find those from what I understand, from what someone on Twitter told me. And then you'll also see a king counter right around here. And this is bad news. I have played other Wretched and Alone games, and the Wretched runs on the Wretched and Alone system. And typically when you get kings, very bad things happen. And when you get 4 kings, you die. So this is a game about death and perseverance and hope. And we'll see if I survive. There are triggers for survival, but usually they are very difficult. With that, I believe that is everything. After I beat the game, after the game beats me, I'm gonna throw up a BRB screen, take a quick break, and then I'll come back and we can do an AMA, question and answer session, or just chat about the game, whatever. Oh, one more final thing. You should notice if you've been to my channel before, and if you haven't, that's fine too. There are some new point redemptions, the Twitch point system that you'll see down there. Those are specifically created for today's game, and they offer you a chance of getting a message to me while I play. While I play, I will not be looking at chat at all. I do have a moderator on standby, and I've put everything in follower only mode just so we don't have any problems, hopefully, in chat. But otherwise, the only way I will see a message is if you redeem one of those, and then you win the randomizer. It uses a randomizer, which I can talk about at the end of the game to see about getting me a message. And I'll talk about why I made that choice and how I did it at the end of the game as well. So with that, I want to thank you so much for being here, and I will let Gunnar Bates, my character, take the stage. Thanks. Okay. I think I have everything set up. The levels are reading. Day 1. Of the wreckage. Ship flight engineer. Gunnar Bates. Reporting. The other members of the crew are dead. The engines remain operational, and life support systems are still active. And the ship integrity remains good. I have successfully jettisoned the intruder from the airlock, and he's trying to get back inside. I'm gonna try, with a little luck, to repair the distress beacon, survive, and maybe someone will pick me up. This is Gunnar Bates, last survivor of the Wretched. Signing off. Day 2. Gunnar Bates, last surviving engineer on the Wretched, reporting. I had several close calls today, with whatever the hell this thing is. It was outside the ship, slamming its tail appendage foot, something into the hull, and it found a way in. I was hiding in the vents. I was hiding in the vents when I was trying to fix some electrical work, and I saw it walking down the hallway, one of the longer hallways, and it left behind this horrible stench that I think it was some sort of like fog cloud of poison and toxic waste. I couldn't breathe. I felt my throat and my lungs closing up. Luckily, I think I passed out or something and came back. I'm fine. The lights might have electrocuted me. We survived. That was day 2. Gunnar Bates, last engineer of the Wretched, signing off. Day 3. Gunnar Bates, last surviving engineer of the Wretched, reporting for duty, or recording. It was a light day today. I spent a lot of time thinking about whatever this creature is. I sent it out into space. There's nothing to survive on out there. It's cold and dark. How is it still alive? How did it get back in the ship? And why? What does it want from me? Did we fly into its territory? Is it just defending something? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to try to think about it, but for some reason I feel like I have to. Last engineer of the Wretched, Gunnar Bates, signing off. Day 4. Gunner Bates, last surviving engineer of the Wretched, reporting. The door lock system failed while I was on the bridge today, and I lost several hours trying to force the doors open so I could get out. I had a lot of time to think during that, because you have to think. You can't wait around and think about others. I was thinking about what to call this creature, this monster, this murderer. I mean, beast doesn't sound right. It's not like any kind of animal I've ever seen, but monster, I feel like gives it too much power. Nothing really came to me other than horror. I can hear it out on the ship, on the outside. I don't know how I know when it's close, but something on the back of my neck tells me. It has a sound to it, or some other kind of smell, something barely noticeable, but it's enough. And when I feel that, I know it's found me. That's all for today. Gunner Bates, last surviving engineer of the Wretched, signing off. I heard skittering in the vents today. I don't know if it was the creature or something else. It could all be in my head at this point. I tried to spend the day taking the engine apart completely and putting it together to fix it. But I think I might have caused more damage than repair. And then the climate control went on the fritz, and mold appeared in food storage. I can't fix it. So I sealed the locker up, and I hope that it doesn't affect the rest of my supplies.
Incoming message. Initiate.
I think someone's out there, but it was broken off before I could get the message. I gotta get this beacon repaired. And then the gravity drive also failed earlier today. I was able to drag myself over to it, but I managed to get it back up and running after spending most of the day fixing it. Overall, a rough day, minor success, major loss. So, with that, Gunner Bates, last surviving engineer of the Wretched, signing off. Day 6. Gunnar Bates. Last surviving engineer of the Wretched. It was a very bad day. There was a fire in one of the engines, and I was attempting to get the ship going again. I had to jettison it. So now not only are the engines not operational, we are short one. Not only that, I found something left behind by the creature. I can't quite explain it. It was barbed with suctions and some type of red and purple vein of sorts with an ink that I don't know where to start. It's safe to say that whatever this is, it can't have any kind of biological similarities to humankind. Or any other species we know for that matter. I need to process the engine failure and think of something. Gunnar Bates, last surviving engineer of the Wretched, signing off. I didn't have the energy or the bandwidth mentally to tackle many projects today. But I did find that the water purification system still works. It's not as sufficient, but drinking water that smells faintly of ammonia is honestly not the worst thing I've encountered in these last 7 days. I don't feel wonderful after drinking it, but I feel a little better knowing there's something to drink. When I launched the creature out of the airlock, I couldn't seal it all the way. Every now and then, the creature comes back to the hole, scratching and prying at the single internal door that separates me from space. I sort of sat there today, staring at the door, wishing it would come through. It'd be easier. I can't open it. Something in me won't let me. But wouldn't it be easier if the creature were a little stronger? Or I a little weaker? Alright. That's day 7. Last engineer of the crew, the Wretched, Gunnar Bates, signing off. Day 8. Gunnar Bates. Last surviving engineer of the Wretched, reporting. I did it. I repaired the distress beacon. And I can activate it. Hopefully I can get somebody to respond to my call. Getting it to work is only half the battle. I've also got to get in touch with someone, but maybe there's hope. The bad news. The life support system keeps making an unhealthy grinding noise, and I don't know what the problem is, and I don't know what I'm going to do if it fails. I can't figure it out. And if it fails, I'm having a hard time feeling like that would be a bad way to go. But now I have the distress beacon. Things are different. But looking at the sensors and the monitors, there's nothing. There's no activity. There's no signals. I'm never going to see land again. I'm never going to have a conversation with someone other than you again. I've been carrying a rifle around for the last few days. I took it from Rick O'Hara down in comms. I had to pry it from his cold grip, and it was not a pleasurable activity. I don't think it will be useful should I need to use it or want to use it, but I somehow feel better having it, so I suppose I'll just keep carrying it. I have been finding it harder and harder to catch my breath. The oxygen system had shut itself off. I don't know when. I just sort of realized it at some point. I fixed it, but it's another system. I don't know how it broke. I don't know why. And I think it might have been sabotage. I'm the last person alive on this ship, but so many systems keep breaking, and I can't help but wonder, did someone do something before they died? Did they plan for this? Is this a sick test? I don't know. I'm gonna try to get some rest and use the distress beacon. Gunner Bates, last survivor of the Wretched, signing off. The last few nights, I've been dreaming about the creature. I don't think about anything else. I don't see anything else. In my dreams, I am back home. I'm just in my apartment, and I'm making tea. but I hear scratching on my door. And I think it's a cat or a dog or some other lost pet. And when I go to open the door, it's there, waiting for me. It takes a second for me to realize, and then I wake up, but then I dream it again and again and again. This is Gunnar Bates, last survivor of the Wretched, signing off. Day 11. Last survivor of the Wretched. Gunnar Bates reporting. I was thinking about how the engines failed. The ship was struck by a small asteroid, and it hadn't appeared on the scanners. Oxygen has been leaking out of the hole where it hit, but I spent a few hours fixing it. But I've been thinking about that asteroid, and maybe it brought whatever this is on board to us. I don't know. I cleaned out the bodies of the room I intend to hold up in today. If the creature gets on board. It used to be a pantry of sorts, but we mostly kept snacks and like unhealthy candies in there. Tried to hide it from all of us, but we all knew it was there. It doesn't have any windows or much ventilation, so I should be safe. The only entrance is the door. I think everyone else had a similar idea at some point. But the door got stuck and trapped them in there. And I don't want to talk about what happened inside, but I've taken their bodies out. One of the crew members was holding a teddy bear that his daughter gave him. He must have been sleeping when everything happened, and he just brought it with him, knowing. He said that she had named the bear Cheerio. I left it with his body. I also found a journal from one of my crewmates, Sarah Coulson, and I read it. Odds are this ship explodes or we drift in space dead, so I figured there's nothing worth losing. And she really, really missed home. Her parents had a farm, and they took care of cows and chickens. I'm curious how someone from that type of life ended up in our line of work, but I guess I'll never get to ask her. So, I'm probably gonna end up using her journal as extra paper or a fire source if I need it. There are some private details in there she probably does not want getting to the public. Alright, that's enough of this. Gunnar Bates, last surviving crew member of the Wretched, signing off. Gunnar Bates, last surviving crew of the Wretched, reporting day 12. The sewage silo sprang a leak today, and it smelled terrible. I fixed it as humanly possible, but I was unable to make any contact with the distress beacon. In fact, I continue to find nothing. I was sure that getting it would lead to something, and we have yet to make contact or find anyone. There's no one out here. Sorry. I was thinking about how Sam had this bad dream before all of this started. He said there was a serial killer on the ship, which is ridiculous because we're all run through these computerized background checks on top of background checks. I mean, there's always room for error, but... So we all gave him shit for it. But I wonder if somehow he knew what was coming. I don't really believe in that kind of thing, but I don't know. Maybe Sam had more power in him than I give him credit for. Gunnar Bates, last surviving crew member of the Wretched, signing off. Gunnar Bates, I've lost track of the days. Last surviving crew member on the Wretched, reporting. The creature detached one of the habitat modules today, and it's drifting in space. I managed to seal off that area of the ship before it could gain any real access, but the ship is falling apart, and I still can't make contact with anybody. Alright. Gunnar Bates, signing off. Gunnar Bates, last survivor of the Wretched, reporting. It's been at least 2 weeks, I think, alone on the ship. Well, alone in the sense that there is some hungry thing that does not seem to ever run out of energy or interest. There was a huge amount of internal structural damage, but I managed to spend a day tracking down all the issues and fixing them as best as I could. They were, I'm hoping, from before the creature was jettisoned. And then the scanner started showing something. Some large object. It keeps periodically appearing and disappearing on screen. Like it'll be there, and then a few hours later it's gone, and then it's back again. I don't know if there's something out there, or if it's a glitch. In any case, I spent some time thinking of the 5 places on the ship I would hide if it got inside. There's gotta be a system failure in the vents. Take a look in a minute. The escape pods don't work, but they can certainly serve as a hiding place. The cargo chamber has several empty containers that are large enough for me to nest in, and the crew chambers is obvious, but I think I would avoid it. The engine room might serve as a useful location, and then I think I would also like the openness of the observation deck if I could make it work. Just brainstorming. I'm trying to think of all the possibilities. All the ways out. Alright. With that, I have to check the vents and make sure there's nothing there. Gunnar Bates, last surviving crew member of the Wretched, signing off. Last surviving crew member of the Wretched, Gunnar Bates, reporting. Somehow, I remain alive, despite every effort of this ship to kill me. After I threw the creature out of the airlock, it spent hours trying to get through the windows of the observatory deck, which offers the only glass on the ship. I spent an hour reinforcing them by welding sheets of metal over the inside. So, hopefully, that holds. I thought one of the landing modules could be usable to escape the ship. But that asteroid that hit us before the engines failed damaged it beyond repair. So I jettisoned it in hopes that it would distract the creature. So, if nothing else, I can jettison everything off this ship. for fun. I was thinking about Dallas today. Obviously Dallas did not survive, and I have taken care of their body. But they were always someone willing to jump into harm's way and protect others. And they were one of the first ones to stop the creature from progressing through the ship. I have a lot of fond memories with Dallas, and thinking about how, in the end, his rush to save everyone didn't work. It didn't buy any time. Well, it just sucks. It just fucking sucks. Alright. Any day now, this ship is going to blow. The distress signal continues to be vacant. Nothing to be seen, nobody to find. Alright. Gunner Bates, signing off. I'm in the pantry. I have probably 2 minutes, 30 seconds, maybe. But the creature knows I'm here, and it's scratching at the door, and there's no escape, so this is it. If anybody finds this, please make sure that, my cousin gets my tea set, and that whoever was responsible for this, I'll find them. This had to have been sabotage. It's coming. So, this is Gunner Bates, last survivor of the Wretched. Final entry. Signing off. Hi, I was muted. Anyway, I'm a little shaky. That was an amazing experience. I want to thank everybody so much for being here. Let me get my chat doc up real quick, because I did have it hidden that whole time. Anyway, hi. Anyway, so thank you so much. That was a lot. It was Thank you everybody so much for the hype train at the very beginning. Honestly, it made me very emotional, and I was able to use that emotion for the stream. So cheers to you. You rock. You all rock. All of you rock. Thank you so much for sitting around. I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any questions. I'm really pleased with how that went. If you don't know, I just started streaming for the first time in January, and I had no idea how anything worked whatsoever. And now it is May, and I have like a green screen situation. I want to give a big shout out to Chase the Ghost, my mod, my husband, my wonderful friend, who helped me set all of this up, because he's amazing. And it looked so good. It looks so good. I'm so happy. First question, how dare you? Yes, yes, yes. I did see that someone, or I heard that someone's incoming message went through that was supposed to show on the screen and it didn't. And I'm sorry, it was such a bummer, but it was really cool that it worked for someone. So the odds of the message stuff working was extremely low. And that was because I wanted to give you hope. So I have played a Wretched and Alone game before. And I want to read you part of it. Oh, Kaya, you. You have been telling a story during this game, but the story began before you drew your first card. The rules in this book are a story, and they were told to you by an unreliable narrator, the human capacity for hope, and the desire to survive against all odds. So there's this prevailing theme of hope and how humans have the tendency to hope no matter what, even in against odds that aren't in their favor. So I thought having the messages available for you to send to reach me would kind of maybe replicate that, not in the best way, but maybe in a similar way. So that's why. Oh, the stream didn't hear it, only I did. Well, that's interesting because I did hear it. That's weird. Oh, I have desktop sounds turned off here. I'll turn them back on for you. So now you'll hear that. So if anybody has any questions or is curious, this is the game. I was referring to this the whole time. Apologies, because you did get a little bit of spoilers, I guess. But if you enjoyed it, feel free to go and support the author, Chris Bissett. They also created the music that I use and gave me permission to use the music and run the game. So very good. On that note, if you would like to support the abortion fund, on itch.io right now, there is a bundle with a ton of tabletop RPG games and supplements, and my product is actually in that. If you haven't picked it up yet, it's a great deal for $5. Give more if you can. And all of that money, all the proceeds go to Planned Parenthood and abortion funds. So we are for reproductive rights around here for everyone. So gotta plug that. All right. Anyway, if there's no questions, then I can take off, but I don't want to take everybody's time because I know some folks are up very late. My question, how did you Jenga that good? I was so shaky the whole time. Any other Wretched and Alone games you would recommend? I would definitely recommend the Sealed Library. It was my first one and it is amazing. I also have Vengeance, which I haven't played, but is highly recommended. My mind is blanking at the moment, but honestly, so many of them are so good. So it's hard to. All of them. Go play all of them. What are you doing? And Erin, I know you're writing one, so I am excited for yours. Yeah, so I did make a couple of rule errors in the beginning. I didn't realize you were supposed to put these pieces back on. I think I might have messed up a couple of things, but I didn't want to ruin the flow of the stream, so I didn't correct myself super much when things went wrong. I figured the narrative was more important than running things right. So I took this off and I wasn't supposed to put it back on for some reason. I probably missed something there. But then a card I got said not to, but anyway, I'm pretty sure I was supposed to build it up and I didn't realize that at first. Did you have any hope you might win? How many tokens? I got no tokens. Or I didn't, I made no 6 rolls. So that was great. It was really hopeless. I had hope when I drew the Ace of Hearts. I was like, yes, this is it. Yes. And then nothing. I rolled no 6s. So it was a bummer. If we ever play Jenga to them. Anyway, so yeah, the tower looks great. It's pretty tall. It should fall. I'm so positive if I pull one more, it will fall. So, yeah. For anybody who's just joined, I don't normally look like this. I was doing a little bit of a roleplay situation. Okay, well, if that's everything, okay, all right. Do we want the tower cam for Gunner? Let me see if I can pull the tower cam into here. Oh, there it is. There's the tower cam. Okay. Yeah. All right. Huzzah! I hope that was satisfying. It probably wasn't. I'm sorry. I'm probably a letdown. That's fine. Did you research any sci-fi things to help you prepare for this role? I watched Alien this morning, which I've watched it before, but it's always good maybe to watch again. Um, and then this was seriously me. Thank you so much, everybody. You all are the sweetest. Seriously, thanks so much. And then I kept meaning to put together like a cheat sheet of like science fiction terms, NPC names I could pull from. Um, what else was on there? Uh, Outside stuff, which I didn't end up using a lot of this, but it had like parts and electronics. Because when I do run solo games, I find it really hard to generate. You're generating everything when you run a solo RPG game. So why is Rip? What's Rip? Yeah, okay, thanks for that. um, Anyway, so I actually didn't end up pulling the sheet together. My husband, Chase the Ghost, did because I ran out of time because I've been tweaking this setup and whatnot for the whole freaking 2 weeks. So he put it together for me, but it had some NPC names I could pull from because when I run solo games, I find having a sheet with NPC names to be like so helpful. That way I can keep inventing and I don't have to think of anything on the spot. Was Josh me? No, he wasn't, but I think my neighbors were fighting during the second part of it, so if you heard anything, that was probably them. So I was like, oh well, adds to the ambiance, I guess. I was gonna, the cheat, yeah, uh, for sure. If you're like me, I really struggle with thinking of names on the spot, so anytime you play a solo RPG, I recommend it. Okay, last call for questions before I leave and get tacos. Also, I am feeling. Oh, I'm sorry, Aaron. It was really fun though. I'm feeling so much better. I know many of you know that I was been very sick this last week. Today I feel 100%, and I haven't felt 100% in so long. So, just really, really, really excited to be feeling good. So, all right. Well, with that, I want to once Kev I have a Patreon and you're welcome to join it. There's a link somewhere. It's cool. You get a behind the scenes preview of everything coming, and our Discord is really fun. It's a private Discord for only Patreon folks. So yeah, if you feel like you're in too many large Discord groups, you could join ours. If you join the Patreon. And then there's other stuff, but I honestly want to plug the bundle on Itch, and it's on the front page right now. So go support reproductive rights, please. Please do that. Or if you don't want to buy the bundle, just donate. Donate to reproductive rights. Do it. Oh, thanks, Josh. You should put the Itch bundle if you can find it. Well, everyone knows. Everyone knows where the Itch bundle is. Go buy it if you have it already. Itch.io, whatever. Okay. With that, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you again. I am gonna go get tacos. I so appreciate everyone tuning in and supporting me and retweeting and liking and all the things. So thank you so much, and I hope you all have a great, 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 great day and week.